Alright, so today we are going to be talking about section 3.3, which is combining polynomials. We're going to do a couple of examples of adding and subtracting polynomials, and then we're going to do a few where we multiply. In the next part of this video, we're going to be working with dividing polynomials. So if we look at our first example, we have 6x squared minus 7x plus 2 plus 4x squared plus 8x minus 15. Whenever we're combining polynomials, what we want to look for are like terms. So as we go through here, I'm going to put an underline under 6x squared. We're going to see if there's anything else that has x squared as their variable. And as we look, we see that 4x squared does have that. So now we can add both of those together. So 6x squared plus 4x squared, we're only going to add the coefficients, and that's going to give us 10x squared. Now we're going to look at negative 7x. As you can see, there's also a plus 8x over here. So we're going to keep those together, and negative 7x plus 8x is plus x. Now we don't have to put the 1 in front, it's understood that that's there. The last one is plus 2 and minus 15. So if we combine both of those, 2 and minus 15 gives us minus 13. So our answer to this problem is 10x squared plus x minus 13. Our next example is a subtraction problem. In this one, the first thing that we need to do is we need to distribute our negatives. So we're going to rewrite the left-hand side of this, 2y squared, just as is. But we're going to distribute the negative to everything in the second polynomial. So minus 5y squared plus 6y and minus 7. And now we're going to do the same thing that we did with our first example. We're going to add like terms. So if we look and we see 2y squared, we see that there's a negative 5y squared. So we combine those to get negative 3y squared. For 3y, we see that that is like terms with 6y. So we'll add those together to get plus 9y. And finally, we have negative 4 and negative 7, so we combine those to get negative 11. So our final answer is negative 3y squared plus 9y minus 11. Now let's move on to multiplying polynomials. Right here we have a monomial multiplied by a binomial. So what we're going to do is we're going to distribute this monomial to both terms in the binomial. So 4y times 3 is going to give us 12y. 4y times negative 5y squared is going to give us negative 20y to the third. And that's our answer. We do want to check to see if there's any like terms after we multiply, but in this case we don't need to do that. Our last example from this section is x plus 3 times 2x plus 4y. Now in this one we're going to start off with the x and we're going to multiply it by everything in the second polynomial. So x times 2x is 2x squared, and x times 4y is plus 4xy. Then we're going to repeat the process with the 3. And so 3 times 2x is 6x, and 3 times 4y is 12y. Now we want to see if there are any like terms that we can combine. So we have 2x squared, 4xy, 6x, and 12y. Since there are no like terms, this is our final answer.